dear friends like to be there, and the topic can be absolutely anything.
Since it's on African safari, I thought one should try and dress up for the part. So here goes the striptease. Okay. So the African safari will be this. Okay. Now, what I'm going to show here is, firstly, there's a general misconception about the size of Africa. Africa is large enough to take US, China, India, whole of Eastern Europe and most of Western Europe together. It's that large. There are 54 countries and it's got a population less than India, which is 1 billion only. Now, the equator goes right through the middle. This is the physical map of it. So there's Sahara Desert on the top, there is Kalahari Desert in the bottom. In between is the green belt. Most of the jungles and forests are on the eastern side. Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda. 98% of the photos that I'm going to show you have been taken by us. Only a couple of photos I had to take from the net to fill in the blanks. So first, when we go into the forest, it is open jeeps like this, either of two kinds. Either it's completely open on the side, or it's a jeep where the roof can be raised and you can see from there. And you can see how close we can go. So this is from the inside of the car. That's my wife, and this is a giraffe. That's a lion. So that's how close you actually go. In Africa, if you've gone on a jungle safari, the first question is, have you seen all the big five? The big five animals were defined at the turn of the 19th century, when hunting was the big thing, as to they are the 5 animals which are the most difficult to hunt on foot. That's the definition of the big 5. So those big 5 animals are these, which is buffaloes, elephants, lions, leopards and rhinos. Okay, these are the big 5 animals. And if you haven't spotted all of them, we spotted all 4 of them. This one I've had to take from the net because we couldn't see a rhino close enough. There are only 20 rhinos in the whole of East Africa, as compared to, let's say, 6,000 lions, because of poaching. It's just pure poaching. There are 2 kinds of game parks, game reserves. One is a game park where hunting is allowed with license. So the driver told us that Sanjay, Dat and Sal man can come every 2-3 years and hunt deer. Okay? And so therefore in these jungles the animals are scared of humans and vehicles. The other jungles where there are no hunting allowed, they are not scared. So this is the game parks where, as you see, the first thing that the animals do when the jeep arrives is they run 1 mile away and they turn back and look at you. So all the pictures are the bums of the animals, because you cannot get them from the front, because they just run away and they watch. Okay? Because hunting is allowed. So, but when you come to the national park, they are not bothered about humans and vehicles, so you can take them as close as possible. These are wild beasts, also known as gnus, GNU. These are hyenas. This is a deer called kudu. So this is as close as you can get. You can go right up to them. They are least bothered. Sometimes, in fact, the driver had to shove the zebra out of the way to go, because they are not scared of humans. And just look at it, how genetically it has got translated. One slide is reserved separately for these extremely graceful and elegant animals. They're really, really cute, and they look at you with as much interest as you are looking at them. And they really want to see what is inside the jeep. So it's absolutely lovely. And you can see that they're happily crossing the road which we are about to travel. National parks again, now these are some action scenes. This is a gang of mongoose. This is just to show how close the jeeps can go. There are 7 lions sleeping in the shade of this tree. We are on an equal distance on the other side. This is a lion has just killed a wild beast, Nu. That lioness had seen it and across the nala and is jumping to come and take part in the feast. This is a bunch of hippos. This is an interesting one. These are vultures, and this is the dada of the vulture. So he's really strutting around like a stud. And look at this, when he is eating the prey, the stud, the leader, the dada has to eat first and everybody else is turning away. They are surrounding him like this because dada is eating, we don't want to see. After dada finishes eating, then they go. Usual confusion between leopards and cheetahs. Just to clarify, there are 3 differences. Leopards can climb trees, cheetahs can run at 100 miles an hour. The leopard spot is a semicircle with a brown inside. The cheetah spot is a dark black spot. The cheetahs have the tear marks, which leopards don't have. These are just some cute pics of moms and babies. The lionesses, there are 2 cubs if you can spot it in the picture. This, I'm told, is very rare to be able to see a mother giraffe feeding a baby giraffe. That baby giraffe, by the way, is as tall as me. Okay, so these are some of the sites. You see now the great migration. There are 2 million animals which are perpetually on the move. This is Kenya, this is Tanzania, this is Serengeti, Ngorongoro, and this is Masai Mara. The equator goes somewhere here. So what happens is that when it rains on that side of the equator, it is dry this part, and vice versa. So therefore the animals are perpetually moving around to try and go to that area where water is available. So there are 2 million animals also moving. These are some of the shots of, there are 1.4 million wildebeest gnus. They have to cross 2 rivers on the way. They just wait around, hang around till one guy takes the lead and plunges in, and then all of them will get into the water. There are millions of crocodiles waiting. They know that they are coming. There are lions and predators on both sides, because when 2 million animals are moving, predators are following them. Maasais, the only tribe in the whole of Africa which is still wild. They refuse to modernize. They stay in the middle of the jungle. Okay, these are wear bright reds and blues. They used to, and even now I'll tell you later, hunt lions. As a result, the predators are afraid of them. So even in the middle of the jungle, 2 people can drive a herd of 100 cattle. No predator will attack them. They're scared of Maasais. So these are the Maasai huts. They only have one skylight on top through which the light comes. Okay, these are the kind of cooking utensils. This is their basic oven, etc. Those are the kids. That's a school actually. A personal touch, the women dragged my wife in to dance with them, and the men were demonstrating. They have this unique ability to just stand at one spot and they can go up 4, 5 feet, 6 feet. They invited me to jump with them, promising me that if I could out-jump them, I could marry any woman in the village. I thought it was a bit risky. Some of the other shots, falcon, rainbow bird, a lioness which has just been fed. You can still see the blood stains on the mouth and the paws. This is the biggest tree in Africa, baobab. You can see the relative size. Acacia all over. You can see a leopard here. This explains to you why the leopard soft toys are what they are, because the leopards plop like that. Some other attractions, Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest freestanding mountain in the world, meaning it's not part of a range, it just stands alone. There are 2 small mountains on both sides. It's about 6,000 meters. Just to give a comparison, Everest is about 9,000 meters, 8,900. Lake Victoria, second largest freshwater lake in the world, surrounded by 3 countries, Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania. This one, can we just go back? Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania. It's the source of the Nile. This is the Nile going up. Nile is the longest river in the world and the only river in the world which flows north. Okay, and then there is Zanzibar, which was the hub of the slave trade a couple of centuries ago. It's a white sand paradise, and now we can go forward. So this is Zanzibar. We are sailing next to dolphins. This is the entrance to Serengeti and Ngorongoro. That's the restaurant where you can eat giraffe meat, zebra meat, whatever you want. This is the kind of cottage you can live in inside a forest. This is Mr. Nelson Mandela greeting you in Johannesburg airport. This is a giraffe park in Nairobi where you can actually feed the giraffes. Okay. And all this and more was encapsulated in an article that I wrote in the Economic Times a couple of years ago. We are taking a ride on Lake Victoria. That's my daughter with the Maasai boys who are going through a ceremony to become adults. Earlier, each boy had to go into the jungle alone and kill a lion, cut out the heart, bring it, only then they would be declared men. Now they have at least changed, saying the whole group of teenagers who are supposed to be becoming boys, 10 of them going together, kill one lion, they have to still cut out the heart and come. Thank you.